Hey folks, welcome back to GP Reactions. My name is Gail. This is my channel. It's Sunday morning and I'm really glad to be back doing some reactions. Hope you've all had a great week or couple of weeks. I literally, it's been so mental at work that I haven't had a single minute to actually sit down and do any reactions. So this is the first opportunity I've had and I intend to take it with both hands. So, before I carry on, I just want to say a big thank you to anyone that has subscribed, commented, liked videos, shared videos, suggested music to listen to, and donated to buy me a coffee, which you can also suggest music to listen to on there as well. And if you do suggest music to listen to and buy me a coffee, I will react to that a lot quicker. So I'm going to be reacting to a gentleman called Robert Hazard, and he did a track. It might have just been a demo of a track back in 1979 called "Girls Just Want to Have Fun." Um, no real idea of what this is going to sound like, but the story goes he handed the song over to Cyndi Lauper. Well, I think his production team did, and she obviously made it a huge hit. I believe, and don't quote me on this, it was rumored that Cyndi Lauper then claimed writing credits for it, in which I think Robert Hazard asked her to cease and desist. So yeah, that's as much story as I know. Sadly, Robert Hazard died in 2008 at the age of 59. He was a son of an opera singer. So I'm kind of wondering how this version is going to sound. He looks a little bit new wave in the picture, I must confess. Um, I'm just having a look actually. So let's see what else he did. He had an album in 1982 called Escalator of Life, so I might have to check that out at some point. But in the meantime, I don't think this was ever a an album track. So very curious to hear this because obviously I was 17 years old back in 1984, and I do remember. I think I was in my dad's garage. I was like, I was trying to be creative with something, and I had the radio on, and I had one of these big boom boxes. I had the radio on, and it was a top 40. And all of a sudden, I think that you had like Nick Kershaw, but then Cyndi Lauper came on. I thought it was just such a fantastic zingy track. So very interesting to see what it sounded like 4 years before. So here goes. Just feel very new wave so far. It's got a slightly different vibe to it. Obviously, it's a very different sound. Um, Whereas the Cyndi Lauper one was kind of felt like it was like Girls United, and it was, I'm not sure, it was there's a sort of like a female strength with the Cyndi Lauper one. This one is a little bit more like this guy saying, um, it's kind of just making out maybe that girls just want to have fun. It The lyrics are not as easy to hear as maybe the Cyndi Lauper one, but I'm getting that vibe that this is definitely a man saying, you know what, girls just want to have fun. and trying to justify it maybe. So maybe I'm off track with this, but it does have a kind of a weird vibe to it with a guy singing it, as opposed to when Cyndi Lauper sang it. It sounded like a sort of a rallying call for women, whereas this one's a little bit different. Got all the same, I like it.
Some guys take a beautiful girl and try to hide her away from the rest of the world. But all my girls wanna walk in the sun. 'Cause girls just have to have fun. Yeah, girls just have to have fun. I know your love for him is deep as very strong. And I know you never really meant to do him wrong. And when I knock on your door, that's all night you keep Jones. It really wasn't important, 'cause girls just wanna have fun. Girls just wanna have fun. So they really want good fun. And the world being very fun. Girls just wanna have fun. Yeah, girls just wanna have fun. That's all, boys. Some fun. With all the folks who love. Girls just wanna have fun. Girls just wanna have fun. That's all. Oh yeah. All the folks who love. Girls just wanna have fun. Girls just wanna have fun. So they really want some fun. Oh boy.
Well, that was interesting. There's little bits of the lyrics I couldn't quite make out. I've not been able to find his original lyrics to see if there's any difference, but it's definitely a different vibe to it coming from a male perspective, maybe a perspective of what women are like according to the singer, and yeah, it definitely puts a different vibe on it. But I'm surprised that this wasn't, I don't know, maybe released in 1979. I'm not sure. I'll tell you what, if you put a disco track to it in 1979, it probably would have done very, very well. Toned back the masculinity of it a little bit, maybe. I don't know. But it was actually really enjoyable, but very different to the Cyndi Lauper version. Um, and I kind of miss it. I was sort of missing the synths, I guess. But this is the original, and I like the guitars, I like the drums. I was trying to kind of like get some vibes as to who it might have felt like, maybe the Knack or something like that. But yeah, it definitely had that late 70s feel to it, 100%. The Cars, the Knack, other groups that were maybe around at that point. Not so much the British scene, but definitely the US scene. And yeah, it wasn't too bad. I didn't know how it was going to progress because at the very beginning it felt a little bit different. I mean, obviously, I say obviously, but I kind of envisioned by the way he was dressed that this was going to go down the whole maybe kind of new wave guitar, new wave kind of path, and yeah, definitely with his vocals and stuff.
By the way, we are the fortunate ones. Girls just wanna have fun. Girls just wanna have fun.
Yeah, these girls just want to have fun. So yeah, you can definitely, it's, the subtleties kind of really changed the narrative of the song, I think. Um, but like I said, as a sound, it was cool. I liked it. I'm not going to judge it by any sort of political standards that we have today, because I am an older myself, and but I would say, I probably prefer the Cyndi Lauper version. I have to be honest. I think as a new wave track, it probably stands up, but it was probably competing with a hell of a lot of other new wave tracks. In fact, it's probably competing with a hell of a lot of new wave bands. I mean, Blondie, The Cars. Um, yeah, there's probably loads of them back in the US in the late '70s. So I can't even think of all the bands, to be honest. But yeah, I enjoyed this one anyway. So, folks, actually, tell you what I'll do. Let's have a quick look, see what the comments say about it. Um, it's interesting how this song suggests that a man doesn't commit because he assumes all women are just looking for fun and nothing serious. His parents keep telling him he needs to settle down, but he insists that it's not his fault. That all they want to do is have fun. In contrast, Cyndi Lauper's version has a more light-hearted and less sexist perspective, but simply insists that girls who want to have fun have no problem with commitment. Oh, I see. So yeah, I mean that's just kind of vibe I got, but I never picked up the specific lines of that. I've never actually like read the Cyndi Lauper lyrics either. So yeah, do you know what? That was okay. That was pretty cool. So guys, till next time. Take care of yourselves. And if you remember this, drop us a comment in below. And always love to read your comments. And I always give you a big heart if I've read them. And I do read comments from top to bottom. So don't think that if your comment is quite long, I'm not going to read it, because I pretty much always do. So yeah, till next time, take care of yourselves. And have a great next week.